When you hear the word yoga, what comes to mind? Probably someone twisted up like a pretzel, right? But what if the biggest changes it creates are the ones you can't even see? Today, we're going to explore why this ancient practice is so much more than just a good stretch. So let me ask you, are you feeling the weight of a high-stress job? Maybe your body is just tight from sitting all day, or you just feel a little off, a bit disconnected? If any of that is hitting home, trust me, you are so not alone. Well, what if I told you the answer to these super modern problems might actually be in a tradition that's over 3,000 years old, with its roots deep in India? We're talking about yoga, of course. Okay, let's get right into the why. Seriously, let's just park the idea that yoga is only about stretching. We're about to dive into the powerful, science-backed ways it can literally rewire your brain and your body. Okay, think about all the stuff we deal with day to day. Stress, anxiety, not sleeping well, maybe even high blood pressure. Well, yoga is kind of like a direct counterpunch to all of that. It calms your nervous system, which helps you relax and sleep better. There are even studies showing it can help lower blood pressure and boost your stamina just by improving circulation. It's basically a whole toolkit for surviving modern life. And hey, it's not just us saying this. Medical pros are totally on board. Listen to what cardiologist Dr. Polina Udin says here. It's not just about becoming more flexible. It's about building up the resilience you need to handle whatever life throws at you. It's like training for your mind, not just your muscles. And get this, these aren't just vague feelings. You can actually measure these changes in the brain. Brain scans show that yoga can increase the volume in your hippocampus, that's your memory center, and even grow your frontal cortex, which helps you plan and focus. It literally improves your attention span and how fast you process things. But maybe the most important part, it dials down that fight or flight response and shifts you into that calm, rest, and digest mode. So crucial. All right, so we've seen just how powerful the benefits are, right? But what is yoga really? Let's break it down. It's basically built on 3 core pillars that all work together. So the word yoga itself actually comes from Sanskrit, and it literally means to yoke or to join together. And that's the whole point, really. It's about bringing everything, your mind, your body, and your spirit, into one unified whole. It's all about that integration. Okay, pillar number 1, asanas. These are the physical postures. This is the part you've probably seen, right? The poses. But it's not just about tying yourself in knots. These movements are designed to build real, functional strength, and just as importantly, to make you more aware of your own body and space. Next up, pillar 2, pranayama. This is all about the breath. And honestly, you can think of the breath as the engine that drives the whole practice. When you learn to consciously slow down and deepen your breath, you get direct access to calming your nervous system. It's this incredible tool you can use to either de-stress or, with other techniques, completely energize yourself. And that brings us to our 3rd pillar, dhyana, or meditation. This is where we finally get a chance to quiet that nonstop chatter in our heads, that endless to-do list, the worrying. Meditation is the practice of finding some stillness, which helps you build focus and a sense of inner peace that you can take with you way after you've rolled up your mat. Okay, so maybe you're sold on the why and the what, but now you're wondering about the how. So let's talk about your first steps, and I promise we're going to make this super simple and not at all intimidating. First thing you got to know, not all yoga is created equal. Finding the right style for you is everything. If you're just starting out, Hatha is a fantastic place to begin. It's slower. It really focuses on the basic poses. If you want something more energetic, kind of like a workout, Vinyasa is your jam. And if your main goal is just to chill out and melt away stress, then oh my gosh, restorative yoga is your new best friend. Want to see just how simple it can be? Let's break down a really foundational pose. We'll start with Tadasana, which is also known as mountain pose. Now, it might look like you're just standing there, but trust me, this is the blueprint for almost every other standing pose in yoga. The whole secret here is alignment. So you're standing tall, making sure your weight is spread evenly across your feet. You gently squeeze your thigh muscles, you feel your spine get longer, and then you just let your shoulders drop down and relax. It seems so simple, right? But it's all about creating this solid, grounded foundation. And for every active pose, yoga gives you a resting one. It's all about balance. A perfect example is balasana, or child's pose. Think of this as your home base during a practice, a spot you can come back to anytime you need to catch your breath and just reset. And getting into it? Super simple. You start on your hands and knees, then you just sink your hips back towards your heels, let your chest rest on your thighs, and bring your forehead down to the floor. It's all about that gentle release and just finding a moment of comfort. You know, the real magic of yoga doesn't happen in just one perfect class. It happens when it becomes a real integrated part of your life. So how do we make this a sustainable habit? Let's talk about that. And here's the good news. You do not need to practice every single day to feel the changes. When you're starting out, just aiming for 2, maybe 3 times a week, that's the perfect sweet spot. It gives your body time to learn and adapt without you feeling totally overwhelmed. And believe me, the results really do build over time. After just 1 week, you'll probably start to feel a little calmer, a bit more centered. By about 6 weeks, you'll start noticing real physical changes in your flexibility and strength. And then around 12 weeks, that's when the really deep stuff kicks in, and you'll start to feel that sustained mind-body connection and a real lasting drop in your stress levels. So you see, it's not about finding an hour for some grueling workout. It's about finding those small pockets of time to just invest in yourself. So I'll leave you with this one thought. What could just 20 minutes a day dedicated to connecting your mind, your body, and your breath truly do for you?